meeting to order. It is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. It's the regular city council meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Here.
Councilman Blair.
Here.
Councilman Gillis.
Here.
Councilwoman Harris.
Here.
Councilman Martin.
Here.
Mayor Schembri.
Here.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilman Scarbeck. He is out of the area on business.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Councilman Scarbeck is excused. At this time, will everyone please take a moment of silent prayer? Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we've approved this evening's agenda. We have a few presentations tonight, and first up, we will have an Algonac Asset Award for the Algonac High School softball team. And this will be presented by Councilwoman Harris. And as you're coming up, and Councilwoman Harris, as you go down there, will the softball team please come up, and the coaches as well? And I'll read a few things that they accomplished through the season. It's with great pride that the Algonac City Council commends the Algonac High School girls softball team. You can come up through the middle if you need to, too. They just completed an incredible season, having received many awards. They are the 2022 regional champions. They are district champions this year. They made it to the state semifinals and in the Final Four at MSU. They had several women that made all-state honors this year. First team, Kenna Bomarito, Ella Stevenson, and honorable mention, Brianna Thomason and Sierra Vosler. At the all-district team, first team was Sophia DeVerney, Deanna DeLang, Brianna Thomason, Maria Simpson, J.C. Reams, Sierra Vosler, Ella Stevenson, and Camden Thaler. And they also have all Blue Water Area Conference honors for first team, Kenna Bomarito, Sophia DeVerney, Ella Stevenson, Sierra Vosler, and honorable mention to Maria Simpson. Councilwoman Harris, will you do the honors?
City of Algonac presents this award to Algonac High School 2022 varsity softball team. Algonac City Council takes great pleasure in acknowledging the tremendous achievements of our youth. We are proud to celebrate the many outstanding accomplishments of the Algonac High School 2022 varsity softball team, including winning not one, but 2 championships in the 2022 season. Regional championship and district championship. We thank your coaches for their leadership and dedication to the betterment of all team members. We're so proud of your success and for representing the city of Algonac and Algonac High School like the true champs you are. Congratulations on a job well done.
This year head coach was Len Perkins, assistant coaches were Denise Wen, Natalie Wellman, Rick Wellman, and Mike Stevenson. And if there's something you would like to say, Coach, go ahead and say it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for acknowledging the success that the girls had. It was a great season. 2 years now, the last 2 years, we've been 61-15, has been our record. When we came here 4 years ago, we knew we started 7 freshmen. We knew we had talent. And we said at that time, get us to the Final Four. Something that has never happened in Algonac. and we did it this year. And out of the 15 girls we had, we have 11 of them coming back. So our dream is again to go back to East Lansing next year and do it all over again, but take one more step in the finals. We have the talent to do it if they so want to do that and to work hard to get there, because it takes a lot of hard work. We really appreciate the community, the school, and all of our fans and parents. The girls have done a great job, and it's just the start. Thank you.
Let's say, well, no, you need a photo op.
Alright, cheese. Got it, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we applaud the Algonac here we go. I went too far, Okay, here we go.
Pardon me, ma'am?
Yes,
I'm not gonna be here long. I live on the corner of Robinson State.
we're not doing public comments right now. This is a presentation for the students,
I see.
okay?
You can
Would
sit
you
right
like to
here.
sit right there?
You can sit right here.
How long will it be?
Probably about 5 minutes.
Oh, well, then I can do that.
Okay,
Thank you.
You can sit right here.
That's okay, I have a friend of mine right here.
all right. The Algonac City Council also commends the Algonac High School boys varsity baseball team, who also just completed an amazing season, having received many accolades. And as you come up, I'm gonna read the accolades, it's just as long. 2022 regional champs, district champs, set 7 individual school records and 6 team school records, including runs scored in a season and team wins, which were 29. 16 of 18 players on the varsity roster received BWAC All Academic Honors. And I failed to mention it before with the girls, All Academic Honors means they not only are playing ball very well, but they have 3.5 or above
Wow.
grade point average. 2022 All-Country team was Matt Meldrum. All-Conference Honorable Mention and All-County Seth Lonergan and Tyler Schultz. All-Conference, All-District, and All-County Jacob Kastner and Jack Cote. And All-Conference, All-County, All-District, All-Region, and All-State Josh Kastner. Their head coach is Scott Thaler, and assistant coaches are Scott Felgenhagen, Rob Schultz, BJ Meldrum, and David Hindi. Councilman Harris, Woman Harris, I'm sorry.
The City of Algonac presents this award to Algonac High School 2022 varsity baseball team. The Algonac City Council takes great pleasure in acknowledging the tremendous achievements of our youth. We are proud to celebrate the many outstanding accomplishments of the Algonac High School 2022 varsity baseball team, including winning both the regional championship and the district championship, along with many other accolades. We thank your coaches for their leadership and dedication to the betterment of each member of the team. We're so proud of your success and for representing the City of Algonac and Algonac High School like the true champs you are. Congratulations on a job well
You guys look like baseball players.
Alright. Cheese. Got it.
Great job, everybody. And I'm sure our teams and their representatives here today probably have other things they'd rather do. So if you would like to excuse yourselves, you're welcome to. But you're allowed to stay and be here for the democratic process. Our next presentation is our 2022 Algonac Activity Report that will be given by Sheriff Matt King. The St. Clair County Sheriff provides police protection for Algonac residents and enforces all state laws and city criminal, civil, and traffic ordinances within the city of Algonac. The current agreement for law enforcement services between the city of Algonac and the St. Clair County Sheriff was approved by City Council on July 6, 2021 to renew the contract for a 3-year period commencing October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. Sheriff?
Well, good evening and thank you for having me. I'm here obviously to give the information of calls for service and some more information on our policing over the last 6 months. I'd like to thank the board and the mayor for allowing me to speak, and I'll try to make it brief, but of course answer any questions that anyone may have. So in the first 6 months of service for the city of Algonac, we have responded to 2,173 calls for service. And as you can see in the report, I'm sure you have a copy of it, the month of June was the busiest of the year, not unexpected as the school let out, people are out and about, the weather's good, and there's just more activity outside the home, if you will. So again, we've had a busy year, 84 suspicious incidents. I won't run through them all, but we've had a lot of CIS public and school walkthroughs, which we think is important to continuously have that interaction with the schools and respond to any type of problem the public may need. It's not always police work, or I should say law enforcement, but yes, police work with 1,298 CIS public or school walkthroughs. I can go through all of these and belabor the point, but we've been very busy. We appreciate the relationship with Algonac and always working well with the board and your city manager. I have a comprehensive report on, after action report on the Pickerel Festival that would take a long time to go through. I have highlighted some things, I can answer questions, but the long and short of it, as always, we try to continue to get better at whatever we do. We've found some things that could be changed in the future. We've talked to City Manager Gerstenberger, and we've had a meeting with her and plan on having more meetings next year before the festival to make sure things are done better. Not to say anything was horrible or anything was done really bad, but we found some ways that we could better serve the county or the community and make the festival smoother and safer. And with that, I can answer questions or dive into more, whichever the board and the mayor would like me to, or anybody else for that matter.
Anyone have any questions?
I just have one. Sheriff, is there anything you need from us to support you and your personnel?
Well, I'd like to say thank you, because that's one of the first questions, if not the first question I always get when I come here. The county of St. Clair and Algonac is certainly a great example of the support we get in law enforcement. I don't always go to meetings to get that question, so I appreciate it. You know, at this point, like I said the last meeting, just more of the same, great communication. We are gonna have a couple more meetings before the festival next year. And as I talked about, more communication. Again, not a shortcoming of anybody, but maybe the group working tighter and analyzing things and just learning from our past. So I guess to make a long answer to your question that shouldn't be, at this point, just we appreciate the support.
Anyone else?
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, our third presentation today is a proposed renewal of the St. Clair County Senior Citizens Millage. Scott Crawford, who's the Executive Director of the Council on Aging in St. Clair County, will present. Mr. Crawford will provide information on the proposed millage renewal that will come before voters on August 2nd, 2022. The renewal of the previously approved voter authorized millage is to raise funds for the sole purpose of providing senior citizen services in St. Clair County. The proposed renewal seeks 0.7983 mills per year for a period of 4 years. In April of 2022, the St. Clair County Commissioners approved 2 millage proposals that will be placed on the August primary ballot, one for the library system and one for ambulance services. Other millage proposal renewals that were previously approved by the commission were those, and that will appear on the ballot in August are St. Clair County Parks and Recreation and the St. Clair County Community College. Mr. Crawford.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council, for having me down here today to talk about the millage. Again, this is just a renewal. That's important because there's some new ones on the ballot. So St. Clair County is actually ahead of the curve with an aging population. We are at 26.1% of our population is over the age of 60. That compares to 24% for the state and 22% for the nation. So we are aging faster than the rest of the state. What I think part of that is because we have such great senior services in St. Clair County, there are people retiring to this area, which is actually an economic benefit to St. Clair County because that is typically imported income. Seniors are bringing in pensions, Social Security, so that is a benefit that we are aging faster. The other thing is because the services are so good, I think people realize it's a good place to retire. This millage funds 12 different agencies in St. Clair County that work together very, very well, which is also one is other counties. One of our biggest programs that the Council on Aging does is home delivered meals. We cover the entire county with those, and since the millage was renewed 4 years ago, we provided almost 1.2 million meals to seniors across the county. That's a pretty impressive statistic, but it's really that connection to the seniors that we're seeing on a regular basis. Some of those people, we are the only people they see. They don't have family that's local. During the pandemic, the fact that we had a millage allowed us to make the blanket statement that any senior in St. Clair County, whether they would typically qualify or not, could receive home delivered meals. Within a week, we went up by 150 clients. The millage dollars allow us the flexibility to do that. We provide in-home services, we provide 4 senior centers across the county that the activities take place, that's the fun, educational stuff. Visiting Nurse Association provides hospice care, Lakeshore Legal Aid provides legal assistance to seniors. All of these services are based on donation. We were fortunate to host the Lieutenant Governor at the Port Huron Senior Center last week, and one of the reasons he stopped in St. Clair County is because we are ahead of the curve. Michigan would like to be an age-friendly state. St. Clair County already has things in place such as countywide transportation, which is unusual for seniors. We're ahead of the game because of the village, and we appreciate the support of the community for that. I'll open up to questions at this point if you have any for me.
Mayor?
Yes.
Scott, first off, thank you for all you do for the community, appreciate that.
Yep.
Second off, do you know what the mill is, what they're looking for?
It's 0.7983, it's typically a 0.8 mil because of the heavy rollback, it's a little bit less.
And, as for the community, what would that cost
So
each homeowner? let's
Yeah,
say?
the average home currently, the average price of a home in St. Clair County is about $239,000, so that'd be about $95 a year.
95 a year, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else?
And it's not an increase.
It is not an increase, it is just a renewal.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Carpenter.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, at this time, it is our public comment, period, and I'd like you to keep in mind that if you choose to speak, state your name and your address, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. You will not dialogue with council during this. We do listen very carefully, and once in a while, we'll make a comment, but very seldom do we do that. And you wanna go to the podium, sir, and talk?
Well, I can speak like this.
Okay, that's fine. Could you state your name and your address?
My name is Ron Hobbick. I live at 605 State Street in Robbins. I can't get to my mailbox to get my medication, my mail. I live alone, and I have to wait for people to come, and they can't drive up the driveway to get my supplies to me because they have lease cars and they don't wanna scratch them going up it. So they have to haul everything up to me. I don't know who's at fault at this. Now, the old man that was in that crew, he called me a miserable bastard. And I'm miserable, but I'm not a bastard. So, that I said, and this is a problem, and I don't know what you guys are gonna do about it, but I need to have help to get my mail.
All right.
Now, my friend back here, Dave, come up here. He's gotta
I
be
can see
home.
his concern, cause
Yeah.
I have the house across from him on State Street, and the berm going up his driveway.
Could
Too
you,
much
could you
name-
state your name and your address, please?
Okay, my name's Dave Clemens. My address is 9445 Nelly Court. I live in Clay. I do own 2 houses in Algonac. Now, when they did my house, I made a deal with Joe, with DPW, and they were just gonna take out the parking spot and repave that for me, because I let them cut down this huge tree, which I didn't wanna let them cut down, but I'm not gonna hold them back. But when they did it, they took the whole property all the way down my fence. So when I talked to the crew guy, he was really rude to me. And he told me, there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Same
Well,
guy.
yes, there
But
is.
let him speak.
But yes, there is, because that was never a road. And I'm not putting pavement there for my neighbors to park on my property. So I talked to Joe, he's supposed to make it right. They painted the line on the road where they're supposed to stop at. But this new crew coming in, I don't know if they know this now or not. So I have a concern of, I don't want my yard paved, okay? So my renter's moving out the end of the month. And now I have to show my house to somebody that's gonna look at this road. So it's probably gonna be hard for me to get somebody in there. My only concern is, when are they gonna do it? And that they don't pave my property. That's my concern.
Okay,
Like I said, I was working with Joe, but the guy that was doing the road now, he was really an ass to me, you know, and it was terrible. You know, my wife, just let it go. No, I'm not gonna let it go. You know, I don't want my yard paved,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a
but
question.
his yard, being a handicap, the berm that they got now is really bad. I scrape my car going up and trying to get them in my car.
Okay,
So
all
I do see his concern.
right.
Yeah, I'm scared, because I need my medication, because I'm dead.
Well, I do know that, they were supposed to pave on Monday. There was something wrong with the mix, and it may be tomorrow. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes,
Mrs.
there's no
Gerstenberg?
order. Yeah, they're looking at starting on paving tomorrow.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Call the post office tomorrow about your mail, and I'll make sure that, the carrier walks it up to your box, 794382.
I can't get to it. There's no way I can get to my box, the way it is.
They can put it up on your porch if you want.
I've got medications and stuff, you can't just leave them out like that.
Okay, I have your address, we'll work out something, I'll get with your carrier
Thank you.
tomorrow.
All right. Next,
My name is Joan Christie. I live at 550 Bassett Street in Algonac. I'm at the corner of Algonac, Bassett and Robbins. I have a couple concerns about the area. I actually fell off that gentleman's, edgeway because it's down about pretty close to a foot, so I have to agree with him. Some of the things are the solution to Robbins Drive. Joe has been emailing me or texting me, I've talked to several people. I think that the community's getting a runaround of what actually is gonna happen. I have a letter that was left on my door that said this was gonna start June 23rd. Last year, it was supposed to start April. I have your messages. And then it was supposed to start June, and then July, then August, and then finally September. This is the second summer that we've had to deal with this mess. One of my concerns is Bassett and Robbins is completely closed off. If last year I had a medical emergency for myself, Joe Doan actually come and took me out of there. I was unresponsive. If that ambulance was to have to pull in there to get me, they'll have to turn around, back that ambulance around, go south, then east, then north to take me to the hospital. If that was a life-death situation, that 2 minutes or 2 seconds could have jeopardized my life, not only anybody else that lives close to Robbins. I see that the city of Algonac has approved Gulfview for their water mains and their, street pavement, and Orchard also work. I'd like to know why Robbins has taken 2 years almost, it's the second summer. I normally have an annual family barbecue, I can't even have my grandchildren play over there. The crew leave garbage there. Last year, I had to yell because they were going across the street and urinating behind the house. To me, that's unacceptable. If my grandchildren were to see that, I'd lose it. So that's another thing that's unacceptable to me. I've picked up trash, water bottles, pizza wrap, all the time. And I know it was from the construction workers because I would watch them put it down with their gloves, eat their lunch, get up and leave. I realize we're on the south side of town, but I go to work every single day, and I'm going 12 hours a day, and I work just as hard as anybody else in here, and just because I live down on the south side doesn't mean that we don't deserve our street to be fixed. And one of the big questions is how can the city approve other water mains being fixed and roads without even completely addressing this one? I just find it unacceptable. Couple other things. I was walking down Robbins and talking to a few of my neighbors, and some of their sidewalks, there's another lady that lives kitty corner from me, she's in handicap and she also is in a assisted chair. She can't even go out. There's probably a 6 to 8 inch drop from her driveway to her mailbox and the sidewalk. That's just one example. Walking down farther, I see sewer covers or water mains sticking out of the ground. I'm guessing maybe 6, 7, 8 inches. If I was to drive down there and not familiar with that road and hit it, what's gonna happen to my car? I've already replaced 3 flat tires just since the construction workers, and half the time I have to park on my grass. 90% of the time when the construction's going, they park in front of my mailbox. I have called Joe Doan, not Joe, but Joe Vernier, and asked them, nobody lives in the house across the street on the north side of Facet, why can't the construction people park there? So I have to be limited, I cannot talk to the construction company. It's off my limits. So I'm asking for help from you guys. You know, you're our council. I'm not the only person that lives off Robbins in this room. I'm sure there's plenty, and they could stand up and show that they feel the same way. We're tired of it. We need your help. And I'm sorry, I hear you say that they're supposed to start tomorrow. I don't believe it. I truly don't believe that they're gonna be out there. We've had to look at porta potties, garbage, equipment. One of the guys driving down there should have been ticketed for speeding. What happens if my nonverbal 6-year-old grandson would have ran out the house and he would have hit them? Cause I wouldn't be standing here, I'd probably be in jail if he hit my grandchild. It's unbelievable. The next time they go down racing down that road with a machine that's bigger than my house, I'm gonna call the police.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Dave Haslett, 952 Robbins. Been watching this whole construction debacle happen up and down the street. I'm not looking to cast blame or cast stones, but we've gotta do something. Somebody's gonna fall on my broken sidewalk, trip on my missing driveway apron. We don't get any help from the construction guys. They're not filling anything back in. We drive a full-size truck. I don't know how these people in the little cars got through there all winter. You couldn't even get up and down the road. We couldn't get it plowed for snow because you'd tear the trucks up. So we made it this far along. Now we are hearing rumors that, you know, they were off on another job. Why aren't they finishing our street before they go to another job is my concern. And if they're not gonna get there, can we possibly get some help from the city to get some gravel dropped off to taper out driveways, to make the roads accessible? Yeah, that's my main concern. I don't wanna point fingers. I don't care if it's the engineering firm, the construction company. We just need something done. So our accessibility is there. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cletus Skyler. I live at 550 Passage Street. My main concern is my fiance covered a lot of our area, but my concern is if the road doesn't get paved, school bus is going to start running, and Robbins is unsafe for any kid to be on. There's a bus stop right there at our corner, and I feel sorry for the kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Lewis, 946 Robbins. I had a pretty good rapport with the guys that were working. It was a small crew. Didn't seem like even last year, out of the box, didn't seem like they had very many people to do this job. So I'm thinking that has a heck of a lot to do with why it's taken so long. And it is kind of ridiculous, because we've had to put up with this for 2 summers now. As far as, I heard that too. They were supposed to start Monday, but that was last Monday. Of course, he didn't say which Monday. You know, so it's already been a week since we were told, or I was told, by the construction foreman, okay, that there would be a paver in starting Monday, which was a week ago this past Monday. It's not the first time that I've been lied to and things didn't happen. You know, I just think that the city council needs to get on top of this, because there are ways that you folks can penalize this construction company for not making their deadlines, not doing what they're supposed to do, not putting the labor force that they need to get the job done expediently. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don Davies, 710 Smith Street. Sunday I went down Robbins. I was there for 2 hours. And I can't imagine for the life of me having to live in the situation that these people have lived in for this long. And I can't for the life of me understand how this council, anyone, could let this go on this long. Because guaranteed, there is nobody here that would wanna live like that. I mean, that street is crazy. The gentleman that was here speaking earlier, I saw where his mailbox is and that culvert is. I wouldn't let Nikolai go and get the mail for worry that he'd break it. No one for this long should have to go through this. And that's it, that's all I'm done, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Tamara Van Alstine, I live at 948 Robbins. What everybody's saying is here is true, and we're all frustrated and fed up, and I think our expectations of Algonac are a little bit higher than what's going on. So for the gentleman that was here earlier welcoming the senior citizens come here and retire, are we telling them what they have to look forward to? If there's something going on, it might take a year, it might take a year and a half. We don't know. I mean, I think we deserve a explanation. We're hearing from the workers it has something to do with the money. The workers are talking to us, they used our electricity for a whole day connected to our house. They're not prepared. And where the equipment is at the end of the road, I know there's 2 houses down there with small children. One day, they were out, that whole crew was out there arguing so loud, I went out to see what was going on. They're down there fighting, every other word is the F word. And they're down there with small children in those houses. So on top of the vulgar language, the trash, the outhouses, the driveways we can't get in and out of, My car has already bottomed out 3-4 times. So I guess when the bottom of that breaks, I'm expected to fix it. Well, I expect you guys to do a job in less than a year. I mean, if I wanted to live like that, I'll go live in Detroit, where things take forever and there's corruption and whatnot. Algonac, our expectations are a little bit higher. And I think we deserve that, and I also think we deserve an explanation. And I don't wanna hear at the bottom line, oh, something happened with the money, now we have to raise the taxes to get this road fixed. Don't do that. Don't start at the bottom if something needs to be fixed. You start at the top, you start skimming at the top, up here at city council before you come to us. Cause we've already lived like this for a year, and it's not right. And I think we deserve an explanation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, Dwayne Hernick, 207 Roseline. I basically came here to publicly thank Joe Doan, Fire Chief Doan, Sheriff King, Mike Bembas, Denise. You guys all did a great job helping the Algonac Lions with Pickle Festival. And I just wanted to put on public record that we appreciate you guys and we thank you all.
Thank you. Anyone else?
You tell them about the fire hydrant not being legal now. What the insurance company told us. The
If-
fire, I live at,
If you want to speak, please come to the
I live-
podium.
me and my mother live
State your name and your, address, please.
I'm Jason Williams, I live at 532 Edwards Street, and I own a spare lot at 550 Edwards and Robbins. I had several conversations with, City Hall in the past, especially with Kathy. Our fire hydrant, they redid the water lines, right? Our fire hydrant at the corner of Edwards and Robbins is not legal. It's still subpar below. My insurance company said it's below grade. If a car comes through there after it's paved in the wintertime or snow, there's somebody at least once or twice a winter puts their car up on that fire hydrant. It is not, once the snow plows come through, they plow the snow over that fire hydrant. The fire hydrant still isn't working. I know they redid the water lines, the fire hydrant still doesn't work there. All the other fire hydrants, you know, stand 2-3 feet up tall, you can see them clearly down the road. Mine, if I didn't trim the grass around it in 2 weeks, you'd never see it. That's my big concern. I know winter's coming, the road's messed up. You know, having spread, the road was messed up last winter, so we didn't have no cars put up on that, cause they couldn't speed, but the kids come through doing donuts net on the corner. Every year after that road's done, we're gonna have cars hitting that fire hydrant again. That's my big concern. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, just don't see anyone, all right. Now we'll go right to the city manager's report and a presentation. Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. I'd like to first answer some of the questions that the Robbins residents brought up. The project has dragged along much longer than it should, and I'm very sorry that that has happened. The biggest problem was that there has been a worldwide resin shortage of plastic materials, which we needed to put in the water main. So the contractor was actually buying piece by piece the water main materials that we needed to install it, so that delayed the start of the project. His order for the water main parts actually just came in a couple of weeks ago, so that he had pieced together what he could. It is going to be done. You're not going to have to go through another winter like that. We have had, we just had a big conversation with the contractor today, so you will be seeing things get better very shortly, I promise you. Then I'd also like to talk about, Sumco is doing gas line work, so you're gonna see Sumco doing a lot of work out here, M29 north of the bridge, Center Street, Colonial Lane, Kendall, Locust North, Sherwood, Virginia, and Virginia Lane. You'll be seeing Sumco out there. Regarding the 2023 Pickerel Tournament, on Thursday, July 7th, a conference call was held between myself, the fire chief, and the DPW foreman with the president of the Algonac Lions Club, Don Matska. And I'm happy to say that Mr. Matska stated that the Pickerel Tournament would be staying in Algonac, that there are no plans to move it. That was also confirmed with a conversation with Doug Birch, who's in charge of the carnival, who said that they had a contract to remain in Algonac through 2026. So that was very good news for the community. As for Scout Park, the last of the materials have been delivered, and a tentative ribbon cutting is scheduled for the second meeting in August. So that will be very exciting to see that new park up and running for all the kids. And then I have a short presentation on Lions Field to show everyone the improvements that have been done. So once again, that Algonac Vision was established in 2017 with input from business and residents. The vision for the future included addressing blight, expanding dedicated bike lanes and using wayfinding signage, adding new lighting, seating, and other amenities to enhance visitor experiences, to add a sliding hill, and to modernize the community pool. Because a well-maintained park makes people want to visit the community, builds community pride, enhances property values, and generates tax revenue. So one of the first projects that was done at Lions Field was to improve the entrance to the park from Cole Street. So you can see the before picture and the after picture. The Deerbrook Builders as well as the Algonac Lions Club were instrumental in putting the new entrances in, as well as purchasing the new sign that you see there on the after picture. You may remember that there used to be a pretty beat up, rusty fence on Dixie. That fence was removed. There is now a bike maintenance station that was put in through a donation by the Corey Rivard Jr. Foundation, and there is now a toy box there that was donated through the box, and the toys in it was donated through Henry's Club. The dog park. This is a very exciting development. Mayor Pro Tem Bumbus and Councilman Rocky Gillis were very active in getting this project off the ground, and now that is a heavily used part of the Lions Field. We have a sledding hill now. Cordes Brothers donated the dirt. We now have a sledding hill that is used extensively by the kids in the community, and we have Henry's Club that donated the sleds. The pool, as you know, a couple years ago, the pool started leaking profusely. By mid-June, we had lost over 1 million gallons of water and closed it for safety concerns. The pool is over 60 years old. We do have complete construction plans to redo the pool. We received a $300,000 grant from the DNR. We're also going to be seeking additional grant funding. And right now, we are just waiting for the grant funds to release before we can actually go out to bid. So hopefully we'll be starting to see some movement on the new pool shortly. The Michigan Street entrance was also redone. That was with assistance from Deerbrook Builders, and a grant was received to create the Janice Jerness Memorial Garden. There's a new M29 entrance sign. This was back probably around 2018, I think it was. The Algonac Lions collaborated with St. Clair County and held a big give phone-a-thon. And we got money donated to put in a brand new sign that now designates that there is a dog park, playground, public pool, and sledding hill at Lions Field. There's been lighting installed for both the dog park and the sledding hill, and new trash cans. The new trash cans were donated by Amy Emils from Emils Enterprises and Dr. Megan Bradford. The pump house was painted. Also, the fencing that used to surround it was removed. The picnic tables, a lot of the picnic tables were moved from the Riverfront Park over to Lions Field. There never were picnic tables in the park before. And the pavilion was refurbished. It was, the money to refurbish it was donated by Algonac Alive, and the new pavilion roof was put in with Woodside Bible Church and Deerbrook Builders. The Washington entrance of the park was also redone. That was a collaboration between Deerbrook Builders and the Algonac Lions, and it's a brand new entrance. And thank you, that ends the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we're being asked to approve the consent agenda. This meeting, the consent agenda consists of our city council meeting minutes for the regular meeting on July 5th, 2022. The departmental reports, which are blight enforcement, building, DPW, finance, fire department, and water department, and communications and notices, boards and commission roster, and the housing commission meetings from their March and May meetings. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we've approved our consent agenda. We have no unfinished business, so we'll get right into our new business. First up, we're being asked to approve parking lot repairs for Algonac Plaza for $1,400. In October 2018, the City of Algonac and MMGS 3 LLC, the owner of Algonac Plaza located at 1031 St. Clair River Drive, entered into a blight compliance agreement requiring MMGS to maintain the property. If MMGS failed to maintain the property within 10 days of receiving a notice to do so, the city could correct the issue at MMGS expense. The actual cost of this remedial effort, plus an administrative charge of $100, becomes a lien against the premises. If by October 31st the debt is still outstanding, the charge becomes a lien against the premises and is placed on the December tax roll for collection. The remedial effort may be completed by the Department of Public Works or an agent retained by the city. Notification letters were sent to the property owner on March 30th and on June 10th, 2022, with no response from the property owner. We received an invoice for the parking lot repairs completed at Algonac Plaza at the Washington Street entrance exit, and the property owner will receive an invoice for $1,400 plus a $100 administrative fee. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve payment to Jerry Martin Asphalt and Coatings for parking lot repairs at 1031 St. Clair River Drive in the amount of $1,400, and direct the treasurer to invoice MMGS 3 LLC $1,400 plus a $100 administrative fee.
Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, concerns?
Mayor Stoneberg?
Yes.
May I ask the city manager a question?
Yes.
Mrs. Gerstenberg, I see it says the Washington Street entrance. Is that back entrance that seems to always have a hole there?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Stoneberg. Yes, Councilman Gillis, that is correct.
Oh, I just was curious, wanted to make sure that was the exact one, because I know there's been lots of discussion on that same hole.
All right. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Mayor Stoneberger.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, we're being asked to approve sanitary sewer cap at 615 State Street. In November 2018, the City of Algonac and Richard Hobig, the owner of 615 State Street and other Algonac rentals, entered into a blight compliance agreement requiring Hobig to maintain all his rental properties. If he failed to maintain any property within 10 days of receiving a notice to do so, the city would correct issues at his expense. The actual cost of this remedial effort plus an administrative charge becomes a lien against the premises. And if by October 31st the debt is still outstanding, the charge becomes a lien against the premises and is placed on the December tax roll for collection. The remedial effort may be completed by the DPW or an agent retained by the city. The Dangerous Building Commissions ordered 615 State Street to be demolished by August 2020. The home was demolished in November 2020, but the sanitary sewer line was not capped properly. We have an invoice for capping the sanitary sewer. Because of this property went to Dangerous Buildings, the property owner will receive an invoice for $2,085 plus a 20% administrative fee for $417. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve payment to Duluth Construction Incorporated, whose address is 5727 Reamer Road in China, Michigan, for capping the sanitary sewer at 615 State Street in the amount of $2,085, and direct the treasurer to invoice Richard Hobig, whose address is 8760 South Channel Drive, Harsons Island, Michigan, $2,085 plus a 20% administration fee of $417.
Support. Discussion, comments, questions, concerns? Roll call, please.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Councilman Martin.
Yes.
Mayor Stonebrenner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bendez?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, we're being asked to approve abatement of nuisance resolution 2022-08621 Columbia. Typically, blight and code violations are effectively addressed by the Dangerous Buildings Commission. However, we have an attached letter from the city attorney dated June 29th, 2022, and there's a property where satisfying the ordinance's requirement of personal service has been impossible, even with the assistance of a process server. The city's attorney has requested that the city council declare this property a nuisance per city code section 34-18, so that enforcement can be initiated in the St. Clair County Circuit Court. We have a resolution that we were asked to look at, and being asked to approve that. May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve resolution 2022-08 and declare 621 Columbia a nuisance within the bounds of code section 34-18 and permit the city attorney to pursue abatement remedies in the St. Clair County Circuit Court.
Support.
Discussion, comments, questions, concerns?
Mayor Stonebrenner?
Yes.
May I ask the city manager a question?
Yes.
Mrs. Gerstenberg, I drove by this property, and what I've seen here, this is owned by a bank, am I correct?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Stonebrenner. Yes, Councilman Gillis, it's owned by Lakeview Loan.
Okay, and I noticed that this house is vacant too, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so there's nobody, I just wanna make sure that I had, what I thought was right, that it's owned by a bank and it is vacant.
And it's just recently vacant, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Councilman Gillis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Mayor Stonebrenner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bendez?
Yes.
Councilman Blair?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, we're being asked to approve accounts payable and payroll. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $275,998.08 as presented.
Support.
Comments, questions, concerns? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Mayor Stonebrenner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bendez?
Yes.
Councilman Blair?
Yes.
Councilman Gillis?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Council, our next agenda. What's on our next agenda, Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Stonebrenner. The water plant roof project has been completed, so there will be payment for the roof. We will be looking to, pay off the bar screen loan at the wastewater treatment plant and a maintenance contract for a piece of machinery at the water plant.
Thank you. All right, council comment.
Could I ask for something for next agenda possibly? Is it possible we can get a detailed, of what's happening with Rob? So much of that is out of our hands, and I think part of it is, every resident knows a little bit different part of the story, but not the full story, so maybe if we had a detailed thing. I know part of it was, the supply shortages, like there's a baby supply shortage, there's a big shortage, and on and on and on it was. So maybe we could have something really detailed, just to put everybody, mind to rest as much as possible.
Mayor Stonebrenner,
Could
I
you put,
agree.
could you put that in, your Thursday report to us? For next Thursday, not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, because I know it'd be a lot to put together.
Mayor Stonebrenner, I could put that, in my Thursday report, or I could put it in my manager's report for the, next council meeting.
That would be great.
Yes, Mayor
Thank you very
Stonebrenner,
much.
I would like it on the next agenda at the next council meeting as well.
It will not be an item on the agenda, but it will be within the manager's report.
For a public explanation of where we're
Yeah.
at and where we're headed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
why things happen the way they happen.
Yes.
And again, we know what the headlines have been with shortages in everything. I mean, for a while, there was a cream cheese shortage. And it's frustrating. Believe me, it's frustrating just for our letter carriers to get down those streets. It's frustrating. And I'm I'm sure you're frustrated too.
Mayor Pro Tem Bembas, any other comments?
Yes, thank you everybody for your patience, and I do appreciate you all coming out here and talking about that. Don't forget, Music in the Park is at Clay Township for the next few Thursdays. Hope to see everybody there. I think they have a good blues band coming up on Thursday, if you like the blues. Love it. August 13th is Bourbon, Blues and Barbecue. I think I said that in the right order. That's at Riverfront, hope to see you then. And, I'll leave the mayor to talk about September's, thing going on, but Halloween in the Neck, October 22nd. And hope to see you and your kids and grandkids out there at Smithfield. I think that's all I have, thank you.
Councilman Wood.
Good evening. First off, I want to congratulate again our high school softball and varsity baseball team, Algonac. Hoorah, good for them. Always like to hear an update from Matt. Again, as Mayor Pro Tem Bembas said, if there's anything this council can do for you, please come to us. We'll be willing to work with you any way we can. And as one of 7 on the council, I want to apologize to the residents on Robin Street for all the trials and tribulations you guys have to deal with for the last 2 seasons, let's say. Again, much of it is out of our hands, but that's not an excuse. Hopefully this documentation that our city manager is going to produce will clear some things up for you guys. But again, I'm very sorry, just as one of 7, like I said, that you guys have had to deal with it for as long as you've had to deal with it. Can't honestly say anything but my apologies. Besides that, it's hot out, very warm. Please, everybody, be safe and smart about the heat. Watch out for your neighbors, and don't overdo it. But we live in a water wonderland, so enjoy that as well. And have a good evening.
Councilman Lewis.
I would like to congratulate the softball team and the baseball team as well. Sheriff King, thank you and your team for everything you guys do. It's greatly appreciated in this community. Not to sound like a broken record, but I as well would like to apologize to all of you. And I know personally, I have driven down the road many times and have been questioning the status of the project. And I'm sure my fellow councilmen have as well. But now we'll hopefully get a full answer, and thank you for bringing your issues before us.
Councilwoman Harris.
I also want to thank the Algonac baseball team and the varsity softball team. Sheriff King, thank you. Thanking the Algonac Lions. And yes, I'm sorry for you, the good citizens of Robbins. I know how hard it is to come and talk at council. And we will have a detailed progress report by August 3rd at our next meeting. Thank you.
Councilman Martin.
I also want to thank the people who stepped forward to speak to us about the issues on Robbins and how the work has not progressed. And we are listening. And it's not easy to step forward and speak what's on your mind, but you did, and thank you. Congratulations to the baseball team, the softball team, and their success. It represents a lot of work and time and parent commitment, and I thank the parents too. Job well done, and thank you for the job the sheriff department does for us. Thank you, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
I too want to say I'm sorry that has happened to you on Robbins and all the other roads nearby. As Councilman Lewis said, we've been down there, many of us have seen it, but I heard things today that I did not know. So, and I'm glad we're going to have an update on where it stands. I think, in advance, I thank City Manager Gerstenberg for putting that together for us. One of the things that it was kind of obvious when I was reading off all the accolades for the softball and the baseball teams is many of them were all academic. And I do know that if you're thinking about doing something in school, parents, grandparents, if you want your grandchildren or your children to be involved in school. Sports doesn't teach them just about a sport, they learn so many other skills when they're involved in sports. And they seem to make the time to do it and get the good grades and do everything. It's a great opportunity for kids to be involved in school and be involved in the sports and the extracurricular activities, band and choir and things like that. This week is the 4-H and Youth Fair in Goodles. I know Tom and I'll have we're with the Therapy Dog Club, and we'll have representatives there in the petting farm tomorrow. It's always packed, and I see familiar faces from the area when we're there, but it goes on all week, is that correct? Right?
It goes until Friday.
Goes through Friday, and I know it's gonna be warm, so you make sure you stay hydrated. On August 13th, there is Algonac Clay Historical Society is having a craft show. And also in conjunction with that, I think Doc Brady is doing a car show, and that will be in the Clay Township Park. And then on September 24th, we will have another charity photo quest. That's where you take your golf cart, your bicycles, your motorized bike, your electric bike, your car, and you could even, it'd be hard to walk it, but you could do it walking. But it's a fun time, and if you end up being one of the winners, the first 3 places to win, the money goes to your charity, not our charity. It goes to where you want it to go, but it goes to a charity. So you're not gonna walk out with the money. We write a check and it goes right to your charity. And so it's a nice way. I know in the past, Algonac Little League has benefited from it. The Football League, Algonac Goliath has benefited from it. It just depends on who wins and what they want to do with it. So it's a fun time. Anybody can do it, and you don't need to have a skill to win. It's kind of like at random, because they're fun games that we do, it's fun. And with that, Councilman Blair.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.